Welcome back to Market on Close. We've got stocks and Bitcoin up on the day, up in the last 72 hours, and a good second half of the week. Even if we haven't broken out to new highs of the day yet quite. Scott Bauer, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Afternoon, Scott. Thanks for coming here to close it out with us. So what's the most impressive thing so far you've seen this week?
In regards to crypto and Bitcoin, I thought yesterday morning, and you and I talked about this, when the equities were getting dumped on, crypto was in the green, Bitcoin was in the green, and it held. And then we got big follow through today, much like the rest of the year. Today, crypto has really followed the NASDAQ, has followed the Qs. So, yesterday was really impressive for me. I would not have expected that in the face of the big sell-off that we saw early on yesterday, that crypto would have been in the green. Now, there might be a couple of reasons for that. So over the last 24 hours, Oliver, there's been some really, really big short leverage positions that have flipped over. So there's been dollars coming in, which we have not seen in a very, very long time. Open interest has gone from 22 to 26 billion dollars. So that's a big flip. We have not seen that in probably a good 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even more so than that. So, I don't know that I would read too much into this. Certainly it's a little bit of risk on. Maybe you've got, like I said, the short liquidations that are now out of the game. So there's a little pressure off of the marketplace.
Okay. So if we exhausted the capacity to crash through 20K, how important is that, Scott? I mean, is this the type of baseline then that can serve as a foundation for an attempt at highs? Is that too far out of the picture to talk about right now? What do you think? Did anything break on the way down that will prevent us from having the same type of run-up that we did before?
No, it really didn't. We had talked about the next level after 20, and it was hovering right around 19. 18.5 was really the next very big area of support. It never got there. Got close. It never really got there outside of that, little flash crash that we had, what was it, 2 weeks ago
on
so.
a weekend.
So I exactly.
Didn't show up on the futures chart. Didn't even happen.
No, it did not. It did not. I discount that. So I think we needed to see a nice hold there around 19-ish, which we did. It tested there multiple times. 21.5 is a good number. It is a resistance area here. If we can get to that, we could see 25,000. I would not be in place here, though, for a big run until the overall marketplace really starts to settle down. Now, if we start to see Qs continue again, the NASDAQ continue again, absolutely Bitcoin should follow it here. But you know what? I think going into the Fed 2 weeks from now or a week and a half from now, I don't see a big rally ahead of that.
Okay. So we got to wait to see what's next from Jay Powell and co. Do you think that there is a possibility of that 100 basis points after this week, or did some of the commentary from Waller and crew manage to throw enough cold water on that?
Boy, I'm sure you were watching, the probabilities with the CME FedWatch tool and what the market was pricing in. The 100 basis point probability ended the day yesterday at about 40%. It ramped up to about 85% for 100 basis point probability, and now it's back down to about 30 basis points. So, do I think we're going to get it? I think we should get it. Whether we really need it now or whether it's going to get extended to September, I think they should do it, because I think, as we've been talking for a long time, it's like, finally, come on, pull the Band-Aid off, rip it off, and let's do what needs to be done rather than just, dying a slow death, rather than dragging this out. So I'd like to see it, but I don't think we're going to get it.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Scott, what about for stocks as a whole? Do you need to see something on earnings to have faith in further upside, or is the equity trend here of putting in some higher lows the last month, is that enough to try and jump on that train?
No, it's not really enough for me yet. I've got to see some solid reports across the board. Even though the banks have rallied today and we got, obviously a really good report out of Citi, they're obviously being very cautious, Oliver. When you read into the increase in the loan loss provisions, they're being very, very cautious about this economic landscape. So I've got to see across almost all sectors at least decent earnings, and more so, what are the expectations? What sort of guidance are we going to see? So nice to see green in the market. I'd like to think that, we are out of the woods. I don't think we are yet. I don't think that there's a big downside left in the marketplace. I think we are in the bottoming process. I wouldn't, be at the point, though, of saying, all right, we've seen it. We're rallying from here.
Okay. All right, Scott, thanks for the thoughts. And a nice setup for us in our next conversation. We're going to dive into some bonds. So a good reminder of our Fed funds pricing for that 100 basis point hike. A lot of back and forth this week, for sure, in those expectations. Thanks, Scott. CEO of Prosper Trading Academy.